Okay. So what we want to look at now is how will the U.S. look a year from now. Might I add to, there's the Empress, good sign. I got a message once about why don't we look at other countries as much as we do the U.S. Well, first let me say I am a citizen of the U.S., therefore that's why I look at what's going on in the U.S. Number two, I don't know what's going on in the rest of the world like I do here. Yes, I'll get headlines and all this stuff, but y'all know more than I do. And thirdly, or I should say lastly, most countries that you live in or wherever it is you're from, because 97% of my audience is from the U.S., but most of the countries that people watch me from, you have a reader that is not reading on your country either. Ask them. Ask a reader from England to read on England, from Scotland to read on Scotland, from Australia to read on Australia, from Canada to read on Canada. There is a young man, I forget his name, who he does readings. He's doing readings on India. Guess where he lives? India. He did maybe 2 Trump readings, and both of those were in relation to India. So how will the U.S. look from a year from now? And also, let's face it, everybody was captivated by the garbage that was going on here, so that's why. Everybody in every country in the world who has a reader was reading on this garbage. All right. How would it look for a year from now? 6 of Cups. The 9 of Wands. 4 of Pentacles. 5 of Swords. 9 of Swords. The Emperor. The Hierophant that fell out earlier. 8 of Cups and Temperance. So there's some healing. That's good. It ends with that. So let's see what all the other kerfuffle's all about. 6 of Cups and the 9 of Wands. There is some nostalgia that we are trying to climb back to here with the 9 of Wands. So this is more than likely from the Clinton and even Obama years, to where we're trying to get back to a place to where people respected our leaders and that we had some surplus somewhere in the world here. We also have the Emperor, the 5 of Swords, and the 3 of Pentacles. There's also something about absolute power when it comes to the government too. The 5 of Swords, this is having the advantage. And the Emperor and the 3 of Pentacles, that'd be all 3 of your Senate, White House, House of Representatives. There's some walking away here from traditional norms also. This is more than likely societal. Although the 3 of Cups is not here, that's my community card. I'm going to say this is more than likely societal. I mean, hell, it could be government too, but we're walking away from societal norms. This could also be a walking away from traditions in the government too, so there could be some changes there too, like, for instance, the filibuster thing that's going on now, or electoral college, or whatever the case may be that's traditional in our government. There could be some new horizons on the horizon there too. The 4 of Pentacles and the 9 of Swords. There is, however, still some worry about containment. So this could be the COVID. There's still some worry about containing something. with the Four of Pentacles. So there's still some worry about that, yes, a year from now. Because we are hearing about, the vaccines are out and all that type of stuff, but there's not enough right now for everyone. And then there's also people who are, I read this story about poor countries, which I have to do a reading on that too. There's a poor country that has no vaccines. I forget which one it was, but it really doesn't matter because it's probably more than likely something that is common throughout the world to where these poor undeveloped countries have no vaccine. And then there's a billionaire that was jumping the queue for getting his vaccine among the elderly in that village or whatever the case may be. So anyway, so there's some worry about containment, some stress about containment there. There might also be some stress about getting an enforcement on that too, to where you don't issue 100-day mask challenge where everybody's going to mask up for 100 days. And no, mandatory mask or else. Like, I know we don't want to live on the boot on your neck society, but this is not something that you need to give people an option to do. It's like smoking in an airplane. You don't have the option to do that. It has nothing to do with fascism. So we are now need to be in a situation to where this is not an option. You need to put a mask on your face, the end. There's also going to be a fight in the government over money with the Hierophant, the Five of Swords, and money. There's going to be more than likely a socialist liberal push with money, and then of course there's going to be a backlash or a fight with that. Republicans are more than likely going to say we need to save money, and then Democrats are going to say this is not the time, we need to spend it. But community-wise, we are on the mend. We are on the heel with the Temperance card, and this is something we need to see. Now, we also need to keep in mind Trump didn't necessarily bring us together. We were already together. We were just looking in different directions. Now we all look in the same direction. Therefore, our energies are focused, is what I really want to push. Instead of we need to come together, no, we need to focus our energies in the same direction. We were already together because, community is not necessarily, it's just think of it like a neighborhood. We all are on the same street. We're just in our individual houses. Once we focus our energy in the same direction, though, then we realize we were together the entire time. So it ends with the Temperance. So a year from now, we will still have COVID discussions. Government will still be talking about money, but we will all realize we are on the same page.